um, English paper piecing the lazy way by machine. So I think it looks fun and cool, but I don't want to do it by hand. So um, I have a way. Let's get you really close so you can see.
Pigs with glasses.
Pigs with glasses. And we have owls too.
Owls.
So fun stuff. This is kind of a cool thing. Now I used this product. This is a 2-inch hexagon. These are $4.99, and these are what I used to make these shapes. So I put the shape in, and I used the precision piecing pen and made it really stiff. It almost looks like it's been glued, but it's just the starch. So basically this is the fabric that I used, and so I just laid this over the shape on the back side of it, put a little bit of glue on it, and then cut it out, and then just use the iron to press these. You can glue these and leave this in while you sew as well. I did that with this one. I left the pieces in and then took them out back later. I also used in the middle of this the heat resistant so that you can put it in the microwave, or you can set something hot on it and not scorch your table. But I think I might be upset if somebody set something on this because it's kind of cute. To piece these together on the machine, because that's so much better than doing it by hand, let's go over to the sewing machine. So this machine has a lot of features. What I really like about this is the control that I have over the settings. What I'm going to pick is a blanket stitch, and then I'm going to make my stitch length 3.0 millimeters, and then I'm going to, the smallest blanket stitch that I can make is 1 millimeter, and that's what I'm going to use for this one. Anytime you're piecing hexes, you're going to sew from open side to closed side. Right now we don't have any. I just want to make sure that all my owls are facing in towards the center. So I'm going to put this right there. Now you're going to start with your needle down, and you're going to line up your pieces, and I'm going to use my knee press, and I'm going to set this right up next to the needle. Right there. Yep. Now I've brought my bobbin thread and my top thread up to the top, and you want to give yourself about a 3-inch tail when you do this, and I'll show you why in just a second. So it's going to catch just a couple of the threads. And I'm going to bring my needle up, I'm going to bring my foot up, and I'm going to pull out another long tail. Now what it's doing, I used white thread so that you can kind of see it's actually catching a couple of the threads on the side. So when I open this up, you can't really, even though I'm using white thread, you can barely see the stitches. So I left this tail because you do need to tie these off. Now you could use a quilter's knot. I'm just going to tie in a regular knot on these and then trim. Okay.
It's making a little knot there.
I'm making a little knot, trying to anyway. Apparently I, didn't do that well in kindergarten. And I did. I sewed it wrong. So I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to do this one on this side and take that one out. But I'll show you the way that you piece these. Let me do this one real quick. Again, you're going to start with your needle down. You're going to line up here. And so when it's making the advancing stitches, you're actually not catching the fabric. So the only part that's catching the fabric is the one that zags over for the blanket stitch. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to tie these later. We'll come back to that because you don't want to watch me tie knots, do you? Not
Yeah.
really. So this one, so what I meant by when you sew open to closed, so this side is open and this side is closed. So I'm going to flip this upside down like this.
Yes, Nicole, we are using your next machine purchase, the DX3000.
It is a nice machine.
What was the stitch width again?
The stitch
3?
width, the stitch length is 3 millimeters. The stitch width is 1. Oops, broke my thread. And so that opens up like that. Now to piece these two together, again, you're going to sew the open side to the closed side. You're going to fold these over just like this. Grab my top thread here. Now this is the same as a grandmother's flower garden. Put my needle down so I can put my sewing right up next to it. Oops, I got off just a little bit, so let me just back up. And that's the nice thing, if you miss a stitch, just lift your foot up and just back up. It won't matter. Normally I would use the thread trimmer, but I want that tail so that we can have that. And see how easy that is to do? And it looks like hand stitching. Now if I'd have used a matching thread here, you wouldn't see those at all, those stitches. This goes together so fast. You can sew it so much faster. It takes you a little bit longer to iron it to get all the pieces pressed, but you can use just a glue stick too and just glue these and leave that that form inside of it and piece one of these together. This method will work for a whole quilt. If you wanted to ever make a grandmother's flower garden, this is the way to go.
Very cool.